Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in our March community call. It's great to have you all. And thank you so much for all the support and love you provide to the project. Your feedback, your inputs really help us to improve the project. So for the agenda for today's call is we will present you our Next.js Starter Kit, which we built for you to start your Next.js project with our Headless CMS. So it will provide you the kickstart to start your Next.js project with our Headless CMS. With me today, I'm having Ben Reed, our software engineer come developer relations engineer. He will guide us through this demo, and if you have any questions for us, you can just ask us there, and we're really excited for this starter kit. Then we will have a very quick poll for you where you can guide us on what you'd like to see more from our starter kit. Then we will present you our new business tier, the features we are offering, what it looks like, and what you can expect from this business tier, and when we are planning to launch it, and all those stuff. And then we'll open up for the question and answers. You can ask us any questions related to CMS, serverless. You can share your ideas and feedback that can help us improve the things. So with this, let's kick it off. So I'd like to invite Ben for it.
I hope you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Good. Okay. I don't know where the last thing you heard was, but yeah. Okay. So the features include one-click deploy. You can fetch data statically or get server-side props if you want to. We integrate with preview mode. So if you've got published posts that you want to update, or you've got new posts you don't want to go live yet, then you can use draft preview mode to get the draft data, and then people can have a look at that in the rendered Next.js app. And also, we've also included some examples for our rich text renderer as well. So I hope that's useful. I just thought I'd show you a nice, lovely example running on Vercel right now. So this is all this data, including the images, the text, the authors, and the posts are rendered using from Webiny using Next.js. Ooh, isn't it nice? So that's an example of what you can do. The code is here on Webiny's organization, Next.js Starter Webiny. And as you can see, one-click deploy. So it'll just ask you for a couple of environment variables, like where your Webiny instance is and your API key, and then you can deploy it straight out like that. Easy peasy. Okay, so, and we've also got some documentation on it as well. It's just launched on our doc site. So if you go to the documentation page, you'll see under Headless CMS here, you'll see a new section, integrations and building a front end with Next.js. So if you get stuck with anything, by all means, have a look at the documentation or ask us on the community Slack channel, of course. Right, do you want to see some code? Here we go. Right, don't crash internet. All right. Okay, so I've got basically a Next.js installation, just a basic setup. I just use the create next app thing for this. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to fetch our data and render it into this div here, into this main tag. So just the only thing I've done apart from that is to set up some API keys, which I'm not going to show you, but they're there. So now we can start going with this. Right, just a minute. I just need to get some things ready because I've got some code here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start up our communication with the API by creating a new folder, a library folder, and inside there a new file api.js. And I don't know if you know this, but Next.js polyfills fetch. So you don't need to install Node Fetch or isomorphic fetch or any of those other cool tools. You can, of course, if you want to. But just for this demo, we're using a basic fetch query. So as you see, we pass in the GraphQL query here, and then any variables that might be pertinent to that query, instantiating that as an empty object to start with. This is kind of important. The headers, you need the authorization, of course, to pass through your bearer and then your token here, which I'm getting from the environment variables here. Okay, cool. And then we're just returning the data from that. All right, just a very basic fetch call. All right, nothing special about that. Let's just take a look at a kind of query that we're going to be putting on the home page here. So to get all of the posts from the home page, we're just going to do this. We're just going to use that method I defined above and pass in the query for listing the posts. And then we're going to loop over this data array when that comes back. All right. And then we're going to just return it as that. OK, let's go. So first of all, let's import that function from there. Don't you just love autocomplete? And what we're going to do is we're just going to use get static props at the bottom, like you do normally with an Next.js application. You put that at the bottom, and that will get all of the posts statically on build, and then it will return it in the props as all posts here. So now we've got that in here, we can destructure it here when it comes in to the props, and then loop over it here. Post. Stop title. Right, let's run that. And hopefully, if I've done it right, we should see that we have. It's not liking that for some reason. Hold on a sec. Let's see. There we go. We have our titles. Look at that, coming from our Webiny installation there. Isn't that cool? All right, let's build this out a little bit because there's a couple of things I wanted to just show you here. So I've just got some code I'm just going to replace there. So now we've got a full article with an image tag using an image from Webiny, the link to the post itself, the title again, as you saw before, and then the rich text render. And of course, that's not defined yet. So let's go and sort that out. So this rich text render is just basically what's in our existing package. So you'll soon be able to just import that from an NPM module when we publish that. But for now, let's just put it in here. But if it's in the default starter, so if you want to know what that is, it's on the GitHub repo. Okay. So all this is doing is looping over our rich text object and rendering out paragraph tags and headings and that kind of thing, as you might want to. And of course, this is totally customizable. You can change, you can put what you want. If you've got other things that you've added to the Next.js, to Webiny's fields, you can, of course, render those as you want to here. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's import it. And we should be good to go. Let's have a look at our app. There we go. You've got the full content with the paragraphs and the titles and everything you might want there. So that's how it works. And I hope you have fun developing with Next.js with Webiny. Now, we've got a couple of requests for you. Well, one request in particular, if I can find out where it is. Where did I put that? Oh, yeah, over here. So if you could, well, we're trying to get this represented on Vercel's Next.js repo, but they haven't merged it yet. So I'm wondering if you could please go to that GitHub and add a positive reaction. We're hoping that we can get this listed on their page. And thanks, I can see you're just posting that in the channel. Please do that because that would help us to get mentioned on their things and get an example starter next to all of the other CMSs that are there as well. So you can use this today, going to that GitHub repo, and I hope you have fun developing with Next.js with Webiny. Back to you, Swapnil. I'll stop sharing now, shall I?
Awesome. So yeah, you can always ping us on Slack, and please have a try this Next.js Starter Kit and let us know your feedback on it. So we have a very quick poll for you. So like we built the Next.js Starter Kit. So what's next framework we should pick for? So with this in mind, let's have a quick poll. We are launching a new package for Webiny soon, the business tier. So let's talk about more on this part of the session. So first comes the idea why we are launching a new business package. So we truly believe that Webiny is different from other CMS and really now covers various use cases that other CMS can't. So we really want Webiny should be available. It's all the features should be available to everyone so that everyone can benefit it from its the feature which it brings to the table. Currently, we are offering two packages from the Webiny side. One is the open source and other is the enterprise. So open source is free to everyone with limited set of functionality. The enterprise is like for those who are willing to commit for longer and expect a higher level of requirement in both terms of like the features as well as the engagement from us in support of in terms of like support and services. But if you see there is nothing in between. So so there is a big section of market which is blocked because the other CMS can't offer the Webiny which is offering. But at the same time, we don't have a package which suits for their need. So we think on it and come up with a package which will be like in between the open source and the enterprise. So so the features which we have included in this particular business tier, we got various inputs from the community. We had multiple discussions from the community members. At the same time, we have like various discussions or sales discussions where we got what features should be the part of this business tier. So like if you see, there's a lot which can like a startup or the individual users, small vendors, or the small to medium scale digital agency that wants to build something with the Webiny. So based on that inputs, we included some features, and you really like to know that multi-tenancy is now the part of this this particular tier. So it's like the most hottest feature requested by the communities. Like it's not the part of open source, but now it's now more affordable in the part of the business tier. And the business tier is following the like flexible pricing model. So it's free for one user with 1 million API, but after that, then you can pay for users and pay per user your subscription. So there is no commitment. So like when you think your system is performing well and you are getting value out of it, you can subscribe for more users and more API calls, and you can pay for what you use. The philosophy we follow for the serverless, right? So with this, let's move to the next topic, which is what exactly we are offering from the business tier. So first user is always free, and the first 1 million API call is always free for the business tier. And we come up with very powerful product, which is Webiny Control Panel as a part of the business tier. So what we observed is like your Webiny instance, which is self-hosted, with Webiny Control Panel, we are making it like we optimize the efforts to manage, scale, and maintain your self-hosted Webiny instance through Webiny Control Panel. So Webiny Control Panel is like a SaaS application which will sit on top of your self-hosted Webiny instance, because the again the Webiny your Webiny instance will host on your AWS or account, so that we follow all the data privacy and all those stuff. So Webiny Control Panel can manage one or multiple Webiny instances for you. So where it can help, so it will help in like the API monitoring, so you can clearly monitor how your API is performing, and your cloud cost monitoring. So like if you ask the questions today that, can you analyze that what will be the cost of your Webiny instances if it has 3 environment, 5 developers having their own environment. So if you'd like to calculate the cost, it is difficult right now because you don't know which particular environment is cost, how much, and in totality, you can't see the whole picture. Your 5 developers having their own development instance. So it's really difficult to like see the overall picture of the what cost will look like. Here comes the Webiny control panel that will give you the 360 view and the complete details on how your cost will look like. And not only this, you can drill down this detail. So like you can figure it and find the cost involved or the cloud cost for a particular developer or particular environment. You can do that easily with the Webiny control panel. Then we are having a very powerful thing called stage rollout. So it's happened like, for example, you have your Webiny instance and you have the new version for the Webiny new features which you have shipped, and you're like hundreds and millions of users. So for that, like it is sometimes you thought it would be risky to just upgrade for all the users. So here comes the stage rollouts in the picture. So what you can do is you can like have the upgraded version of Webiny and like, let's say transfer 2% of your traffic to the newer version. And let's check it out how that is going. And if you find everything good, you can just transfer all of your traffic to this particular new version. So stage rollouts will give you the confidence of like upgrades and to manage the new features which you are shipping with the Webiny. Point in time recovery. So with every interval, we are taking this snapshot of we'll be taking this snapshot of your DynamoDB and the Elasticsearch. So your data and every time point in time, if you feel there is some wrong goes with the data, you can just switch to the older data. Again, this data will be stored in your own Webiny instance, in your own environment. We are not storing anything. We are just providing the mechanism to do that, so that all the data privacy, again, it goes with the Webiny control panel as well. And at the same time, we can also see some audit logs that can help you like debug the systems and see how it's performing. The next one is, along with the Webiny control panel, is the multi-tenancy. This is really, I'm sure most of you really liked it, because now we ship the multi-tenancy with the business tier as well. So you can create multiple instances and use the multi-tenancy for your clients, for your own project, and with this new business tier. With this offerings, we have like two optional add-ons as of now. One is the publishing workflow. So the enterprise and some of the complex processes involved in like publishing workflow as well. Like you need to like get the approval from the design, approval from the maybe from the legal sometimes, or maybe like somebody will just will first approve the your content and then it will be published. So there could be like various way in which you can have like the publishing workflow. It can go very complex as well. So this is supported by now as an add-on in the business tier. So you can enable it and enjoy the benefit of like advanced publishing workflow, which enables you to like define your complex workflow for approval, and then with that approval workflow, your content will be finally published on your website or for your Headless CMS. The next come the advanced roles and permissions. So with this, you can unlock the features and more powerful way to like control the roles and permission for your content and your Webiny data. So these are the like the very high level details on the offerings. You can like visit the Webiny website, where you can find a very more detailed comparison of all the tiers and have more details on these offerings. This brings me to the next topic, which is when we are launching it. So there are cool features and what our plan for launching this business tier and all the features which is associated as a part of this. So if you are interested, please go to this link, and there's a join waiting list option. Please subscribe to it. That will really help us to see the interest from the community and what they're expecting from us. So we are planning to launch alpha maybe like in less than a 4 week. You can expect the alpha launch. So what we will how it will look like is we will pick up certain people from the group who requested or joined the waiting list, and with them we plan some sessions, and basically we will have the commitment from the feedback from them, and they can have like they will have like multiple sessions with us where they can provide the feedback, like what works, what they like, what they specifically what they don't like, and what they would like to see as a part of this feature, and based on that we will really improve the system. And we are expecting beta to be launched by end of this Q2, like for end of this June 2022. So with this, it will be available on the website, and with certain features will be the part of beta and alpha, and with the inputs from all those we will make the progress. So you can expect the beta in Q2, and again I will request you to join the waiting list, and let us know your interest in it, and then we can pick up selected members for the alpha launch, the alpha customers for it. This all sounds like very high level idea about our business tier, what we are offering and when we are planning to ship it, what are the optional add-ons we are giving it with this. We'll really love to listen to your feedback, and if you have any questions related to it, we will really like to answer it. So please let us know what you think about it. We are also uploading this video on YouTube, so if you're watching that video and got some question, let us know on the Slack channel. You can join our Slack channel. We'll post on the link of the Slack in the video description. You can join us there and ask any question for if you have any question related to the Starter Kit, as well as with this new business tier which we are launching. Thanks again so much everyone for joining. Your feedback really helped us to improve the product and really matters. So keep your feedback coming. And if you have any questions, any question related to Webiny, serverless, or CMS space, join the Slack channel, and we will be really more than happy to answer your questions there. Thank you so much everyone for the team for joining. Ben, thank you so much for your timing and preparing this really awesome starter kit to get started next. We will see you in the next community call, and thank you so much again for joining.